Hey everyone, this is Mad Jad from Oh That Reminds Me, and you're listening to Oh That Reminds Me podcast, the show that talks for a bit for people who love talking. Today we're talking about life with my co-star R6, who
I'm a star now.
explain why your guest is an expert on the topic, who
Did
loves to live
you kill
life.
trees for this? Did you kill trees for this?
No, I used Google and said, give me a
Oh, you
podcast
used
intro.
Google? Okay.
Yes, I did not kill a
You
tree.
killed less trees. All right.
Yes.
Respect.
Welcome to That Reminds Me. I'm Ned,
I'm Jad.
and we're here to yap to you for the next hour. And we left our last episode on a cliffhanger, so if you haven't listened to that one, you should listen to that one before you listen to this one.
It kind of flows into this one.
Yeah, we made them wait a week.
They're kind of back to back.
A little bit. How are you, though?
I'm doing good today. I went and I saw Oppenheimer in IMAX because it got re-released.
Imagine not seeing it in 70mm film. Couldn't be me.
We get it. You're a film. I go to film school. Media.
It's really funny that people say I go to film school because I don't.
Yeah.
And it's not even like I took 3 classes of videography that taught me nothing, and I hate it because I wanted to know more.
I'm a little director. They call me Christopher Nolan. That's what you
My
always say to me.
school failed me, and I'm not going to succeed in the career I want to because of the school.
You should
But they
file
gave
for like
me
a
money.
refund. Oh,
They'll
they
say
gave you
you're.
money. There we go.
I mean, I'm working, so
Are they paying you what your tuition costs?
no.
Then you can file for a refund.
Anywho,
Like nope, I want that back.
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
I was just about to. How you doing today
I'm
and this week?
doing good. I went to work today, so
Nice.
I'm tired. And then yesterday, I had a stomach ache during stream. And then the day before that was a Friday. I worked that day. Thursday, I got free Chipotle and I streamed.
Nice.
And then Wednesday, I worked that day. Then Tuesday, I had class. Then
I was
Monday,
gonna say, was there like a traumatic Tuesday or something? You just paused.
I couldn't remember. And then Monday, I had work. And then Sunday, I saw my boyfriend.
You saw him?
Yeah, I left on Sunday.
Holy shit! That feels like it was so much longer ago.
Yeah, no, it feels like it's been 2 months. Very weird. How was your week other than Oppenheimer?
It was pretty good. I mean, I pretty much just worked. I've been doing stuff. There's some stuff I can't talk about yet. I don't know if I can talk about it yet, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. Maybe I'll talk about it in a future episode, but it's pretty exciting that's happening. So I'm pretty happy, pretty hype. I was looking forward to Oppenheimer. I saw it. It was very good. It reminded me that Christopher Nolan's the GOAT. That movie's one of the greatest movies that I've ever seen.
He just likes it because you see Florence Pugh's boobies.
That's actually my least favorite part about the movie.
I actually haven't seen that part because I saw it with my parents and I looked away because I was like...
I mean, I guess it serves its purpose, but I don't know. The movie overall is just like so good.
That's like,
like
me and Nick are
historical.
watching The Walking Dead currently, and like we got to season 6, and there has just been like an uproar of like naked, well, in the past 2 episodes, naked sex scenes, and I'm like, what? This is zombie show. Where's zombie?
Wait, do you know who? I think you're definitely past this, but just do you know who Abraham is?
I know who Abraham. He's been here for a minute.
Yeah, you've been here for a while. Yeah. I remember one of the like the key like I don't know why this is one of the main things I remember from watching The Walking Dead as a kid, but it's like I think it was when Abraham got introduced or like around that time or whatever, and that whole crew. There's like a scene where he's like fucking in like a library or something.
Oh, yes, with Eugene just staring at them.
Yeah, the only thing I can't remember if they say it in the show or if it was said on the talk show after, but they talked about how his back is like smooth like a dolphin or some shit. That stuck in my head for some reason.
Okay, anyways, let's get back on topic. If you guys missed last episode and you didn't go back because you're a little bitch.
Facts.
We both went on a trip separately on the same week. I went to Boston.
I went to Florida, and we talked about our plane ventures, but now We're in our location, so do you want to go first? Because you were there first.
Um,
Timeline-wise.
see, the issue is I got a vlog, so like,
So you're not gonna give the so what
like,
you're saying is you don't like me and I'm less important and
well,
I'm the side gig and so I just
what
get
are
the
you?
scraps. All right, so I'm in at the town of Florida, and then
So on
first day
Friday, it was
I go to the
Valentine's Day,
hotel
so
and
I got
we
my
check in at the hotel. We
Valentine's
were able to
Day
check in
gift,
early, which was pretty
and
nice.
then we went out for dinner.
And then after we
And
checked in the
then the
hotel, we went
next
in.
day was
We
Saturday.
just like chilled in the hotel for a
And
sec, sort of like
Saturday we got snowed
recuperated.
in. I cannot
Then I had to
remember.
go get the park tickets for
Wait, I have it
Natalie
on
and
my
Karina.
phone.
So then after we got the park tickets, it was time to head to the parks for the first time, and we were feeling pretty hyped. We were feeling pretty excited, but we're also
Yes.
hungry,
Saturday
so we wanted
went on
food.
2 malls. So then I got a
then
bunch of vinyls and spent a lot of money. And I got to go to
we hop
Target.
on the shuttle,
One of the goals
and we
I
ride
wanted
the
to do
shuttle.
was get Olipop the whole time, and I could not find Olipop anywhere. And it was really sad, because I wanted to try crisp apple Olipop, not Poppy. We don't fuck with Poppy. Are we continuing? Are we doing the bit still? You gotta keep talking.
I don't know. I was trying to actually go because you said I'm.
Well, no, I
me.
was. What? I said it's me.
I said you go, and then you said you have a vlog, so you're not going to talk about it. So then
I said yeah, I have a vlog, but I'm gonna still I didn't vlog everything, but I'm not gonna go in full depth with everything.
Okay. Then give us your synopsis. Give us your synopsis.
Okay. So on Friday, I arrive. It's Valentine's Day. I get my Valentine's Day gift. And I got chocolate, and the chocolate was really good, and I miss that chocolate a lot. It's just the white balls, lint. Is it lint? That doesn't sound.
Lind.
Why would they name a chocolate company Lint?
It's like LINDT.
Yeah, like, do you pronounce the D in Lind?
Lindt. I don't know.
But they were very, very yummy, and I got Skittles, and they were very yummy, and I got Nerds, and they were very yummy, and I got Kit Kat, and they were very yummy, and I got Sour Patch Kids. I haven't opened yet, but they were very yummy, and I got Gummy Bears. I haven't opened yet, but they were very yummy. Now I want them. Anywho, then we went and we got this Mexican bowl place, and it was very yummy.
Okay. Did you get any food in the bowls, or did you just get bowls?
No, we just got bowls. That's all.
Okay. The bowls were really yummy. All right.
The bowls, we ate the bowls.
Were they like ceramic or like what kind of bowl were we dealing with?
Clay, and then they were painted.
Ooh, tasty.
Glazed.
Did it have lead
as well.
paint too?
I think so.
That lead paint taste, yeah, that's
and
good.
It was made of red paint, so it had that red dye thing.
Red 40. Mm-hmm.
Now you must hold for 1 second as a door has opened.
And you see, that's just sort of talking about life, because sometimes when you're doing stuff and you think things are going according to plan, a door opens.
Then, wow,
and
that was very inspirational.
What's that? Love is an open door.
Oh, Frozen, love is an open door. And then I went the next day, Saturday. Went to the mall. Went to Target.
Okay.
One of the things I wanted to get was Olipop. Couldn't find it anywhere.
Were those two things separate, or was there a Target in the mall?
Is Targets and malls normal?
No.
Then Target was not in the mall.
Okay.
Why? Why do you ask?
I thought it was the easiest layup of all time, and just like a shit thing to like fill space. But now, I don't know if you need to cut this. The Target was definitely in a mall, because you asked, is that a normal thing? And I went, no. And you were like, it wasn't in a mall. Maybe it is a normal thing. I just know my experience. I mean, to be fair, like for me, Walmarts in malls aren't normal, but then I've seen Walmarts in malls places. And actually, the reason this is really a topic, the reason deep down is because I was doing trainings at work the other day. This is gonna be a boring story, but I was doing trainings at work, and there was like nothing to do, so we were just kind of all sitting around talking, and I was sitting there doing my trainings, and I found out about our like integrity hotline or whatever because I was doing like moral training or something. I forget, ethics. That's what it was. I was doing ethics training. Um, and it said the address that if you want to like send in an anonymous letter about ethics, uh it said like the target headquarters address, and for some reason the address was in a mall. It was like blah blah blah
Mm.
mall. And so then I was like, are there Targets in malls? And then you said you went to the mall, went to Target. Fair enough. This might all be cut. You guys might not be hearing this.
No, they will be.
Okay.
Then I got a vinyl from the mall. And then we got pizza. It was really good pizza. And we both missed the pizza because we want the pizza again. It was really good pizza. It was just pepperoni pizza.
The pizza?
No, pizza far away. Pizza only. I'm tired. Then we walked around mall and went into stores. And then I went into a store. And that was the downfall of it all, because that store had so many vinyls. There was a whole floor of vinyls. It had vinyls from anime to movie soundtracks. It had a Studio Ghibli section. It was beautiful. And I then spent more money there because I like vinyls, and you'll figure out what vinyl. I already said one on the stream if you're a real one, but I'll go through my vinyls. I'll have a vinyl video, but I'll say what vinyls I got when the vlog comes out. Then we go on to the Sunday, where we stayed inside and we guessed cartoon theme songs.
Nice.
Then the Monday comes, and I tried the Sabrina Carpenter drink. I give the review in the vlog, but let me tell you, for someone who doesn't drink coffee, and getting an espresso Dunkin' drink, even though coffee and espresso are two different things, it wasn't ranked very high. And then we went to a breakfast place, and we got BLT. We watched Companion.
But coffee and espresso aren't different. I mean, like, it's different, but it's not different.
They're different.
Because it's like the same.
They're not the same.
It's like the same beans, but they're just like roasted more.
Exactly. Different.
Yeah, but I'm saying like an argument can be made both ways.
Different.
You know? It's kind of like how
different.
Like, it's like how all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. You know, all espresso beans are coffee beans, but not all coffee beans are espresso beans.
But we watched the movie Companion. Good movie. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I had the Letterboxd review for my Letterboxd today.
Oh, I had the guy from The Boys.
Yes. See, I thought, going into this, I told Nick, and I had this in mind, that the movie is about him not having the ability to feel anything. But turns out this guy just has a lot of movies coming out currently.
Yeah, different movies promoting.
That one was not out.
Nope, comes out in March.
But I gave it a 3.5 stars.
That one has the guy from Spider-Man.
Yes, it does. And I said, I need my intelligence to be 100%. If you know, you know. Then I went to Olive Garden.
Oh.
I love Olive Garden breadsticks. I want Olive Garden breadsticks. Please send me Olive Garden breadsticks and move to Canada, because it's very overpriced, but it's Olive Garden breadsticks.
But the portions are huge, so like low-key it's not overpriced.
Yeah, we did have like 2 separate meals, and then the guy serving us put the Olive Garden breadsticks in the Olive Garden oven when we got there, so we only had 1 serving of breadsticks until we finished our food and we left. And that was kind of like sad, but then he gave us 10 to bring home, and that was fun. But nothing hits better than Olive Garden. I miss Olive Garden breadsticks. I wouldn't fuck the Olive Garden breadsticks, but I do miss Olive Garden breadsticks.
If you know, you know. And you guys don't know.
Who knows? They might know. And then we went to an aquarium, and I saw penguins and seals. You'll see a lot of that in the vlog. And we went to the Chipotle. And then we also had Raising Cane's, which we mentioned in the last podcast. And we saw Phineas. That's true. And he danced and sang. And
nice.
then I cried.
Huge.
Thank you. How was your trip?
My trip was awesome and kind of bad, but awesome. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but so if you don't know, I went to Florida and I went to Universal Studios, and it was amazing and it was perfect and I love it and I miss it already a lot. The reason I said it was bad is because
Natalie listening to this in her car and she's just in shock.
Universal, no, because she'll agree with this point. They so when we went, right, Universal has like Hogwarts Castle light show that they usually do, right? It was delayed during the time that we were going, and it wouldn't start up until we left. And they do this like mega movie parade, delayed during the time we were going, but starts up when we left. Then also, now I found out, now that we left, Universal, I thought this was going to be a thing for their future parks, but they dropped it now. They released Generation 2 Harry Potter wands that you can get now, that when you do spells, the like tip of the wand will light up with the different spells. All of the spells now have multiple spells that you can do at the spell points, so you can do way more. There's an app you can link it to, and you get to choose your Patronus and your house, and you earn house points by doing quests. And the quests, you'll like go up to a window and then do a spell. And then there'll be like a secret extra spell that you have to do, and then you do it. And then like there'll be a book that then points you. It's like, all right, now go to this store, and then you get to like, it's like a little scavenger hunt. Then you go to the next store for the next part of the quest, and then it'll end with like maybe you'll battle a Dementor, and then you have to use your Patronus charm. And they have like screens and like holograms and stuff that are really really sick of like Dementors going, and then you use your Patronus, and it's linked to your wand, so then it shows the Patronus that you chose. All of that we didn't get, which is very sad.
See, I paid for one. I feel like I should get the upgrade for free. If you get the wand, you get you pay like a smaller. You don't have to pay for the whole wand.
That is bad business, because then they would be out of $85 or $40 or whatever. But they're only $85, which is like,
I thought they were
good.
More. Like I swear, like my mom spent more.
I think they used to be more expensive, and since then they've gotten cheaper, and now the Generation 2 ones are only $85, which yes, $85 is a lot of money, but kind of worth it.
We thought there was more money.
And yeah, I thought it was more expensive, so then it makes it seem more worth it to me. Anyways, so yeah, we got there first day, go to the hotel. We were able to check in early. This hotel, I've never had this in a hotel, and I've never had this at these hotels, but they asked me for my phone number.
Oh.
Nope. They asked me for my phone number, so I gave my phone number. And they would like hit me up on text throughout the trip.
You should have done the Austin show trick where you email them saying it's your honeymoon.
It's everyone, but that at Universal, it's everyone's honeymoon anniversary. You just get a button.
Oh.
Or like a pin.
Okay.
Anyways, so they took
Free
my phone number.
souvenir.
I took my phone number, and they would like hit me up over text, but it was kind of the most confusing thing in the world while also not being. So when I signed up, they were like, good afternoon, my last name party. Like, it's great to have you with us. We'd love to send you our digital stay guide. Can we send you those things now? And he was like, just reply yes. And so I said yes, right? And that text said it was from Nicholas. So I'm like, okay, yes. Then
my boyfriend?
Then I get, you can find everything you need to know about our hotel and our policy here. As always, we were just a text away. That was from Alex, like a minute later. So then, the next day in the morning, I get a text. We're at the parks. I get, good morning, last name party. Hope you're enjoying your stay. Just checking in. Need anything? Extra towels? A little more shampoo? Remember, we're always here for you. That text from Gina. So then I reply to Gina and I say, some more towels would be nice. So then she replies, thank you. We have sent your request to the housekeeping team and they should be up momentarily with your items. Except she didn't say that. Rebecca said that. Why do we keep switching people here? Just get like, I'm replying right when they text me. Why it's like passed off to a different person now. I feel like this is less personal.
And this is this a new text message? Like
it's like, the same conversation.
Oh, okay. It's just
Yeah.
signing off with a different name.
Yeah, they like do dash in their name. So like I've now been texted by Nicholas, Alex, Gina, and Rebecca. Feels way less personal, you know what I mean? Because
Yes,
it's like
yes.
I think this person's here to help me out, but then they just pass me on to this other person. Like, what the fuck's up with that? Then I get another auto text. That one apparently was from Nick this time, not Nicholas. Nick,
Oh.
different guy.
So this is what my boyfriend was doing when I was leaving. He was
So
helping you with your
yeah.
room.
So then it's the day that we're gonna check out, and I get a text, and it's from Gina, which we know Gina. So
Oh,
it's like, okay,
yes,
okay,
we've been
Gina's
doing
back,
Gina.
and
Is
she's
it
like,
Gina
thanks
with
for
a
your
G?
yeah, Gina, and she's
Okay.
like, thanks for being here. I hope everything was good with your stay. If not, blah blah blah, from Gina. And we had a question of if they were able to hold our luggage for a few hours after we checked out, because I know they had luggage services, but we just wanted to be 100% sure. So then I sent that question, and she replied, yes, we do luggage services. They'll be able to store your bags. They're located in the lobby by the front desk. Except she didn't say that. Daniela said that. Who's Daniela? I've been here the entire stay, and Daniela never texts me. And now last day, you're handing me Daniela.
And all I hear is John complaining girls be texting.
It's crazy. It's crazy. All the shoddy. No, I kept making jokes. Every time they text me, I'd be like, "Do you think she's like single? Is she like into me? She's like hitting me up." Like Gina texted me twice now. It's like, okay, a little obsessed maybe.
Possibly?
But
Potentially?
it was pretty cool because yeah, we like text for more towels, and then we got more towels by the time we went back to our room. It was pretty fire. But first day, we go and we're like, we're hungry. Where should we eat? And we were originally gonna do something just like quick, but we were like, let's go do a little sit down. And so we decided to go to Islands of Adventure and go to Circus McGurkus Cafe, which is in
That sounded
Seussland.
weird.
She's Circus on my Gurkus, and we're in the cafe. And the cafe on the top, it has Horton from Horton Hears a Who, the big elephant guy. He's on the top of the cafe, which is hype.
Did you know that no trees in Dr. Seuss land is straight?
Yep, I did know that.
Oh.
There's no straight lines, including the trees, and because the trees
And
are
no
from
straight people.
a hurricane. Well, I don't know. I feel like that one's like probably not true. Probably. That was probably. Anywho, we go to Circus McGurkus Cafe, and when I was last at Universal, they've changed the menu of Circus McGurkus. They did like a big overhaul. Okay, and now there's technically a desk that you can order at, but you're not really supposed to. What you do is you sit down, and then there's QR codes on all of the tables, and you scan your QR code, and then you place your order, and bish bosh boom, it's all handled on there, right? So we put our orders in. I get chicken and waffles, which was two like big boneless pieces of like fried chicken, essentially chicken tenders, on these waffles that instead of just being waffles, they're shaped like peanuts. Like they look like peanuts because you're in a circus, and they were like so soft and nice, and curly fries, and then it was drizzled in hot honey. So good. But we order them. It ends up low-key taking kind of a long time, but it's okay. It's fine. They're doing their best. While we're waiting though, I have those freestyle machines where you can like fill up any drink?
Yes. With like button, and you press the button.
Yeah. I have a refillable freestyle cup from when I've been to Universal. We have like a bunch of them, right? But normally we bring the ones from the one year we went to Halloween Horror Nights, and they work perfectly. But this time I was bringing these like really old ones, and I didn't think anything of it. But then I go up and I go to like load it up because you gotta like pay, and they give you like an activation, and then for 24 hours you just fill it up. So I like give him my cup, and he's like doing stuff on the computer, and he's like looking at it all confused, and he like does some more stuff, and I'm like, I mean, it's kind of old. I don't know if that's posing any problems. And he told me that it was so old, it was before they like redid their system, and it's before they redid their system. So the chip is saying there's like 7 cups as this one cup.
Hey.
And I was like, oh? So then he was like, I can just like swap it out for you if you want. So I was like, yeah, sure. Thinking I'm going to have to buy a new cup. He walks away. He comes back. He sticks his hand out. I give him my cup. He gives me a brand new 2025 Mardi Gras celebration cup. And he goes, have a great day. And I was like, okay. I didn't even have to pay for the refills. This shit was just loaded for free. So I got a free new cup, which was like, But yeah, we ate Circus My Gurkus. It was delicious Mckenzie. Then we rode some rides. I can't remember exactly what rides we rode that day.
I'm letting you sit with that one. I'm giving you no reaction to what
You're
you just said.
not.
I'm no.
You don't like delicious Mckenzie? Then at night, as we left the parks, right, and as we're walking out of Universal Studios, we see that there's still a store that's open, and it's a store that we want to go in and look in. You know why?
Why?
It's the freaking Wicked experience. That's right, the Wicked experience. Now, important to note, I have not seen Wicked, so this means nothing to me.
I'm gonna bring back movie night. I'm gonna do a poll on what movie and what day. The options so far are on Thursdays, on Saturdays, on Sundays.
Okay, I can only make one of those.
Well, then you should vote.
Do you know the first movie options?
Everyone really wanted me to watch Jumanji, but turns out that's not really on streaming platforms. So no,
Okay.
I'm
Well,
thinking Wicked, Jumanji, Challengers, and I want to watch The Substance.
The Substance I've heard is very good.
Yes, but I don't know where to watch The Substance.
Probably like 123movies.com or something. I don't even know if that's still a website.
I don't think it is.
Apparently, it's on Amazon Prime. Maybe it's like a additional
The
subscription.
paid one? Yeah, that's so stupid. Anyways, back to Wicked.
Yeah, we go to the Wicked experience. It was pretty cool to be in. Like I said, none of it really mattered to me, but they had some like backdrops that you could take pictures with of like physical props and stuff like that. They had a lot of the stuff was recreation, so it would be like prop replica, dress replica, whatever. But there was some screen use stuff, so that was pretty cool to see. Are you able to fill for like 10 seconds?
Yes.
Okay. And then I will. That was the end of that day. We go back to the hotel, and the next day we're gonna wake up for early park admission.
Do I fill now? All right. Hello, chatters. So I had to edit a video today, right? Because I'm editing a video for school, and I wanted to basically key out the background and use like my notes as the overlay, and I thought the text would look better as black instead of on white, so I made my phone light mode. Since then, my phone has not turned back to dark mode and is stuck in light mode. So every app I use and everything I see is in light mode. And I have not seen light mode in such a long time. And let me tell you, it is the most disgusting thing in the world, especially the notifications. So now, I don't know how to get out of light mode. And I don't know really what to do.
Back.
Because I keep pressing dark mode and it won't switch back.
What is this for?
My phone.
Oh, I have
my phone is stuck in light mode.
I switched to an auto swap situation where it's light mode and
worse.
then at night it goes to dark. That's worse?
Yeah.
Anywho,
back to the story.
Plan on waking up for early park admission, okay? And if you don't know, if you have a Universal Pass, which I do, or if you stay in the hotels, which we were staying in a Universal Hotel, you can go an hour early. Usually it's Islands of Adventure. Sometimes they do studios, but this time it was Islands of Adventure. And they specifically have Harry Potter with Hagrid's open. And they have Jurassic Park with Velocicoaster open, because those are like the two biggest rides. Everyone wants to ride them, right? So we want to ride Hagrid's. Everyone wants to ride Hagrid's. So we're like, we are going to get up early for EPA, go to EPA, do Hagrid's. I've been to EPA like a billion times, right? Sometimes it can get busy, but it's not that bad, all right? We show up to the park. Early park admission opens at 8, okay? We show up at 7:40 in the morning, okay? We
God
like,
damn.
we take the shuttle there, blah, blah, blah. We're there 20 minutes early, though, right? We walk over. There is a line, and I say line lightly. It's more so there's a mob of people, a massive crowd, that is going halfway across the bridge that leads to, you have to cross this like long bridge, then choose whether you want to go to the left or the right, go to the left or the right, then get in a long line to then get into the parks. The line is halfway across the bridge.
Oh God.
So we're like, oh fuck, we are not making it onto Hagrid's because everyone there wants to ride Hagrid's. Like everyone who's in that line wants to ride Hagrid's. It's the best ride there. So we're like, oh, we're fucked. GG's. We're already there, so obviously we waited out, we thug it out. We then the way the park's laid out, you like walk through. You're in what's called it's like Port of something. I'm blanking on it right now. This is awkward. But it's like Port of something, and then you go through Seussland, and then you go through Lost Continent, which is like mythological, and then you're in Harry Potter. Okay. When we were halfway through Lost Continent, there was the line for Hagrid's and an employee holding a sign that said like 130 minutes past this line. So we were like,
Past the line?
Yeah, like starting at that line, it is 130 minutes.
I see.
And
I
there's
thought you
still
meant
people...
like once you get into the line, like that's just the extra people.
So like at that point in line, it's 130 minutes, and there's more people getting in line, like making it longer already. So we're like, yeah, it's fucking over. So we decide to go over and do Jurassic Park instead. And so we walk through the Harry Potter area and we go to Jurassic Park. Let me tell you, not a single fucking person doing Jurassic Park. Again, they all want to ride Hagrid's. Everyone wants Hagrid's. No one cares about anything else. So we go on Velocicoaster, and this is our first like big roller coaster of the trip, right? Immediately, it is a freaking blast. I love Velocicoaster.
Oh, I thought it was gonna break.
No. It goes super smoothly. We're on like super fast. It's a fucking great time.
Oh, so the
great.
Oscars started live while we're filming this, and Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo is opening it, and I forgot about that.
Oh.
Anywho, continue.
So
look for somewhere to watch live.
So I thought you said you weren't gonna watch it, and that's why we were recording.
I know, but then I forgot. I just want to see the opening, but I'll probably just see it later. It'll be everywhere. Continue.
But it was so fun and so good that we decided we're gonna do it a second time, like back to back, right? So we get back in line. There's still not that long of a line, and we're running it back for the second time, right? This turns out was slightly a mistake. I had a great time. Natalie had a great time. Karina got a little overwhelmed doing it back to back, and she was kind of like sitting there cowering for a sec. And then because of that, and she wasn't like holding her head to the back of the headrest, so then her head was just getting like thrown around, so she got like a bit of a headache. It was
That's understandable. I only have had. Oh, go ahead. It was.
I was gonna say it was a tough time.
I've only had the experience of riding one ride back to back, and that was a water ride on a really cold day because no one else wanted to ride ride the ride. So my best friend got very sick after for some reason. I don't know, crazy.
Oh,
but I had a lot of fun.
Fair enough. Yeah. So we rode Velocicoaster. It was a great time. The rest of that day, we went in between parks. We ended up riding Fast and Furious, which the entire time we have been saying is the worst ride of all time, right? Which low key, it like kind of is
family.
It like is the worst ride there, but the queue really cool because they have actual like screen used cars from the movies, which is hype. And then
I
also
remember this ride at Disney where I like customized my like car and my face, and then it was like my family like in cart. I'm googling it. Continue.
And then also there's like a pre-show while you're waiting in line that has the people from Fast and Furious kind of like explain the story, but there's a guy there who kind of lightens the mood and makes jokes, right, while you're waiting for it and like while you're going through it. And they have been through it so many times that they like think of a bunch of dumb jokes to do. And this guy, at one point, he just started reciting the exact lines that all of the people on the screen were gonna say as they were saying it. So like the Rock was talking and shit like that, and he was just repeating exactly what the Rock was saying as he was saying it. But that was pretty funny. Also when we went in, before the screens were playing, he was like, oh, what are you guys all doing here? And no one said anything. And he goes, this is interactive, by the way. You guys can say stuff. And I went, we're here for the party. And he goes, oh, you're here for the party? And he like really appreciated that. And he goes, well, I didn't get invited. And then the screen started. But yeah, no one else was feeling the guy. I thought he was funny. I think Natalie and Karina also thought he was funny, but like no one was really interacting with him, you know. Went on the ride. They turned it up from what I remember. This ride is like you're on like a bus kind of thing, and there's basically just like screens on your left and right, and it like simulates that you're like driving around, and gunshots and this, that, the other thing.
I kind of forget how much Universal has.
Yeah, Universal has a lot, and they're opening a whole nother park, which is
because like technically compared to Disney, it doesn't have that much. Like park wise, like the amount of parks.
I would say technically they don't have as much, but in terms of like variety, they do, because Universal has like so many different types of
maybe
IPs
it's just because for me, I was a Disney kid and wasn't like I did not give a shit about The Simpsons. We literally were so bored during the Simpsons area.
The Simpsons area is my favorite area, and I don't even like The Simpsons that much. It's just like so cool.
But I went to Universal when I was in grade 7. And one thing that I've remembered was that ride, that really like vertical ride that you played music. Yeah, that was the most boring shit in the world, and I waited so long for it. I remember being so excited for the Hulk ride, and it was closed. And I remember Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon ride. Yeah, the Jimmy Fallon ride, in my opinion, is the worst ride. But you know, it's not meant for me.
I don't know. The ride wasn't open when we were there.
Oh, they're building it?
I just remember seeing Jimmy Fallon's face everywhere.
Yeah, they're probably building it. Jimmy Fallon's Race Through New York. But
was it even in New York?
It's in the New York part of the park.
April 2017.
And
How old was I in grade 7? I was 12.
So yeah, they would have been building it.
No, I was 11.
Damn, maybe they took a really long time building it.
Anywho. Continue.
Yeah, so Fast and Furious, actually a lot more fun than I remembered. And it was like pretty fun to ride. Then we went on Minion Villain Con Blast. If you've never seen the Minions, in one of the movies, they go to like a villain convention, and so this is based off that. And this one's a shooting ride, but it's not even necessarily a ride. You get a gun and you stand on a conveyor belt. And then there's like screens and some physical props too that you like aim at and you shoot.
I think Universal has changed a lot since I've been.
And it's changed a lot, yeah. And everyone is on these conveyor belts, and everyone has like their own reticle. So for a sec, you have to like figure out. No, you stand.
That's stupid.
There's like dots. There's like a moving walkway, and you stand on this moving walkway. And there's a dot.
What if someone starts walking?
Then your gun doesn't work. You have to stand on the dot. Otherwise, like the calibration and stuff just doesn't work. I don't know how the tech works. But this ride, initially when I first rode it for the first time in my life, kind of a letdown. Okay. But the game changer about this ride is that it was the first iteration of Universal Play, which basically means you can sync it up to your Universal account in your Universal app and do special stuff.
Do they have that in Roblox?
No, sadly.
Oh.
So, you basically you go on the Universal app and you scroll all the way to the bottom, and then you press play Minion Villain Con Blast. Then you get to put in your username and like make an account, right? So you make a username, and then there's a bunch of collectibles as you're riding the ride that you get to collect, and you'll keep them because you have your account. You get to customize your gun with attachments. Like you can choose like the element, your ultimate blast, your like alt fire, your this, that, the other thing. You get to do quests to unlock new attachments and stuff. The collectibles, there's collectibles that you shoot on the ride, but there's also like physical points that you scan with your phone to unlock a collectible. And it works with like tap pay, right? So you like tap it against these like
Oh,
little
okay. I thought you were
D6
actually
circles.
paying for a second.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no,
huh?
no. And there's some in the queue for the ride, but then there's also some scattered around Minions Land, which was super fun. We ended up doing like a scavenger hunt at one point and finding them all. But yeah, so this completely flips the ride from like kind of boring to really good. And that will be an important Mouska tool for one of the later days. But we go on the ride, we have a good time. It's fun. Great. We go through the parks. There's like this thing called a tribute store where every season they make like a special like seasonal store that has stuff that you won't be able to buy any other season, and they like super decorate them and stuff. So we went through that. That was really cool. And then we tried some of the local. I said local. Some of the limited time food offerings
He's a
because
local now.
we went during Mardi Gras, which is normally a celebration in New Orleans, I believe. But Universal celebrates it. They have like musicians that do free concerts on the weekends. We didn't go during a weekend, so we didn't get to see them, but they get some pretty big names. And they have a bunch of limited time food that you can try that's like kind of expensive, but it's better than normal like park food, right? So this time we got this pork skewer that they have like actual grills where they're grilling the meat outside, and it's a skewer with like a little piece of bread on the bottom and then a couple of decently sized pieces of pork that are covered in
Okay.
this guava barbecue sauce. Fucking
Guava.
delicious. Oh my god, it was so good. So we had that. We had these like plantain balls that were filled with this kind of like curry. That was pretty good. I kind of regret I tried like one bite of it and I said it was pretty good, and then I didn't have any more. I kind of wish I like ate a full one.
Oh my god, that
Um
reminds me. Me and Nick went to get dinner, and I got a spicy chicken sandwich,
oh
and I was going like Nick was like, "You'll be fine." He was gaslighting me, and it was like a jalapeno mayo sauce, and I was like, you know what? I'll test my taste buds. Not thinking they doused the fucking piece of meat in the sauce, so I couldn't escape the sauce at all. But it was really good. It's just that my tongue and my entire mouth was burning, but it was kind of
Mm.
like. So I gave it to Nick after a bit, but I do wish, like, if I had like 7 hours to eat it, I
You
would
wish
have
you ate more of it.
slowly ate it more of it,
Mhm.
but it was just, I couldn't eat it all that time for him.
Um,
Continue.
that was really good. And I also tried my first ever. Do you like pina coladas?
Bum, bum,
Getting
bum,
caught in the rain.
bum, ba, da, da, da.
And this was really funny because we ordered the pina colada, and you have to show your ID because it's alcohol, right? But we're all over 21. So I show my ID, all good. Natalie and Karina then get their IDs out, and they show their IDs. And they 100% could have just been fake IDs because this lady looks at the Canadian ID and goes, "Oh, this is different." And then she has to inspect it for like 40 seconds straight and goes, "Oh, that's where the birthday is." Sees it and then like looks around the ID as if she's legit checking it, even though she's never seen a Canadian ID in her life, and then goes, "Yeah, you're good." So,
That
pro tip.
that was like when I went to the movies. They had to check our ID for the
Really?
movie, which I've never had before.
Really?
But the person never saw. Like he just took like a really long time looking at my ID compared to Nick's.
That means they thought you were like 17 years old.
Yeah,
Interesting. Um,
but also the guy seemed like he was very like strict with his job.
uh,
Hmm.
but
Anyways,
yeah, so if you wanna get a fake ID, don't listen to me. This isn't legal advice. Just get like a
I do not
Canadian one.
associate with Sid R6 Sid underscore old Sinatra Jonathan.
Then we met Alex from Madagascar, the lion.
I was like, who the fuck is Alex?
None of us knew his name. We had to Google
Oh,
it. We were like, "Oh my god, it's the guy from Madagascar," and we met him, and then we were like, "Wait, what's his name?" And I had
you
to like
didn't
look
ask
up.
him?
No, that would be too awkward, and he doesn't talk. He's just a guy in a suit. Well, he's not a guy in a suit. He's real.
Yeah, what the
Um,
fuck?
then we rode ET. ET, one of the chillest rides, and like not much going on. You just like sit on a bike. It's like really calm. It's the only standing launch day ride for Universal, so it was there the day Universal opened. But the queue is one of the sickest ride queues of all time. It's like super immersive. You're going through like a forest. There's an animatronic of like ET's like a president or something. I don't think he's his dad, but he's like the leader of the alien race that ET is.
Mm-hmm.
And he like pops up sometimes and then like talks and he's like, go find him, save ET to save our home planet, whatever. So did ET. That was hype. Then we switched parks, went over to Islands of Adventure. We rode Kong, which that has the same ride tech as Fast and Furious. You're like in a bus and there's screens on the side. It's my least favorite type of ride. But it's still pretty fun. And at the end, there's like a really big animatronic of Kong. It's like big monkey. So that was fire.
Monkey big.
Then we went and we saw the Berlin Wall, which was pretty cool.
In
At
Florida.
night. Yep, the Berlin Wall, and it's real. And this sounds like I'm lying, but for some reason, the Hard Rock Cafe in Universal Studios City Walk, they have a section of the Berlin Wall, and they put it on display behind their restaurant. That's like really, you have to just walk for so long behind there. And the only reason you would ever go back there, the only reason you would ever look back there is to see the Berlin Wall. So we went and we saw the Berlin Wall, and I was like, damn, they really just got the Berlin Wall out here. And then we had dinner at Toothsome's Chocolate Emporium, which is this like steampunky restaurant out there that looks like a factory, and their whole thing is obviously like chocolate and like sweets, right? But it's like a sit-down restaurant, really hard to get reservations for. We had to get a reservation a week in advance, and there was only 2 time slots left to get a reservation that day a week in advance. Super packed. And then even with the reservation, we like went up when it was our time, and we were like, "Hey, we're here. We have a blah blah blah," and we still had to like wait a second for them to like make everything good, you know. So we find our table. I'm very sad because this restaurant, there's like immersion to it. So like you're in there, and when you're inside, it's very steampunky, and there's even like some screens and stuff that make it look like there's like factory stuff going on around you. And your server tells you that if you see a lady in like a blue dress, that's like Penelope something, and she's the owner of the establishment. And there's supposed to be someone who goes around in that outfit and they like role play as the owner, and they're all steampunky and fancy and stuff. But they never came to our table. So I was very sad about that. For appetizers, we got wings. However,
wait, did you see them at least? Were they in the
No,
room?
I never saw them. We ended up we like went upstairs and we were like dining upstairs. So my guess would be she probably was just like on the main floor, but we never got to see her. So
Damn.
I was sad.
Tip them less.
For an appetizer, we got wings, but they weren't just any wings. They were hot honey chili wings, so they were glazed with hot honey that had like chilies in them. But then they also had cocoa powder on them. So I was like, interesting. Ate them. Delicious.
No.
Didn't taste very chocolatey. Natalie couldn't even tell that there was any chocolate. I could kind of get like a hint of it. But they were very, very good. Then I think Karina got a burger. Natalie got this like cocoa something flatbread that was like a flatbread sort of pizza that had something to do with chocolate. And then I got the craziest, chocolatiest, fancy. I got fettuccine alfredo with chicken and French fries.
Wow, no chocolate sprinkled on top.
Nope, just regular fettuccine alfredo. But it was really good Alfredo, and the fries were fantastic. I tried. Karina upgraded her fries to truffle fries, but they had truffle oil. They didn't have actual truffles, and I tried them for the first time. It was like truffle parm fries. They're pretty good, but I preferred just like the regular fry over the truffle parm fries.
I want fries.
Then the next day, it was kind of an off day because Natalie and Karina were gonna go to a climbing gym, and I said, haha, exercise, that's funny. So I was gonna go to the parks by myself, and then
Hey, walking is exercise. You walk.
oh yeah, I got so many steps in. So we decided to start the day off by going to Chili's because Natalie really wanted Chili's. You guys don't have Chili's in Canada.
I was gonna say, what the fuck is Chili's?
Chili's is like, do you know Applebee's?
No.
Um, I'm out of options. Do you guys know TGI Fridays?
Nope.
Um,
Heard of it, never been though.
it's just a restaurant, but
Like, what do they sell?
Chili's is mainly like I think the thing that they advertise is kind of like their burgers, but the thing that brought them back and made them go super viral and everyone loves Chili's is the triple dipper. Now, if you know, you know, and if you don't know,
I
the
don't
Chili's
know.
the Chili's triple dipper is a meal that you get where you get to choose 3 um appetizers and then they all come with a dip. So I got a triple dipper and I got Nashville hot chicken crispers. So it was Nashville hot chicken tenders, 2 bacon cheeseburger sliders, and then some fried mozzarella. And then Natalie got honey chipotle chicken crispers, the sliders, and then Nashville hot fried mozzarella. So it's the fried mozzarella, but with Nashville hot sauce on it. Karina got fajitas. Now,
Hey, that's what I'm having for dinner.
the reason I'm laughing is because have you ever? So when you have fajitas in your house, right?
Mm.
You just like your mom makes like the fajita meat and like the peppers or whatever, and then you just like put it on a tortilla. Have you ever?
I'm bougie. So
Oh.
I get the tortilla. I put the chicken and its red peppers and onions, the sauce in the tortilla, and then I get butter and I toast it.
Okay.
The butter is what like it replaces cheese.
Have you ever gotten fajitas at a restaurant though?
No.
When you get fajitas at a restaurant, they come out on like a hot skillet. And so they're still kind of like cooking. All right. Now, when the meals come, I get my triple dipper and I got fries because I was just like in a fry mood this trip.
Me
Natalie
today.
gets her triple dipper, and they bring out the skillet with the fajita meat on it and like the peppers and everything, and the amount of like smoke coming off of them and like steam coming off of them was so bad that they like put it in front of Karina and they like walk away and she almost couldn't breathe. She was getting like drowned out by all of this smoke and it's still sizzling and cooking and like there's no way to stop it. And it came with this sort of like little soup cup thing. And so then at first she was like, am I supposed to pour this over? But I was like, I feel like that might make matters worse.
Yeah,
I might make it start like bubbling and like more smoke and steam and stuff like that, like cooking in the soup. So she just had to like lean to the side and wait until it sort of like calmed down. I think they made the skillet way too hot. There was so much smoke.
And no one else was concerned.
We were here like right when they opened up, so there was maybe like 3 other groups at this Chili's.
What time was this?
11:30 in the morning.
Damn.
We wanted to go like right away. Because then ate that, beasted it. It was freaking delicious. I love triple dippers. Chili's, please sponsor us. We split up. They went to the climbing gym, and then I went on my solo arc to the park. Right. So I go to Islands of Adventure, and I'm like, I'm gonna ride the Hulk. So then I go to the Hulk, and
I wish I could did that.
The Hulk, super fun, and it has a single rider line, which means that I can go to a separate line, and then anytime there's like an odd number of people, they put a single rider person through, so then you get on faster because you're by yourself, right?
Do you really?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
Because they like make sure to keep moving the lines regardless. So I go into the single rider line and flew through that. I was on and off so fast. It took like 10 minutes total, including like ride time.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm gonna do the big 3, which is Hulk, Velocicoaster, and Hagrid's, because all of them have single rider lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, awesome. So I did Hulk. So I'm going over and I'm like, I'm going to do Velocicoaster. And I'm vlogging this trip for personal, right? So I even say on my personal vlog, I'm like, I'm going to go do Velocicoaster. Let's go. And then the next clip is me walking away because Velocicoaster's single rider line was full. A
Oh.
lot of lonely people that day or something.
Well, a lot of
So,
groups like to just go in the single file because they don't really care to ride together, and they just want to go on rides, which honestly is fair. But like, there is the fun of riding with.
yeah, we did that. We did that like the last day, like second to last day or something. Um, but yeah, the main bulk of it, we like wanted to ride together.
Yeah.
So yeah, the sign literally said at capacity. So I was like, all good. I'll go over and I'll do Hagrid's. So when I go over to Hagrid's, that single rider line was closed, and they said they weren't opening it today. So I was like,
Oh.
okay, shmeep promote, GG's. A lot of the lines in Islands were kind of long, so I was like, I'm gonna switch parks. So then I go over to the other park studios. I went to Schwab's Pharmacy, which isn't a pharmacy, is an ice cream place because it was really hot that
That's
day.
misleading.
Quite, but they like advertise. It's clear that it's an ice cream place when you go there, but the name is Schwab's Pharmacy. And I got a chocolate milkshake, but the guy who was in there was super nice and he was talking to me. And when I asked for the milkshake, I was like, I'll do chocolate. He asked me if I wanted to make it a malt. And I was like, oh, the was ist das, right? So then he asked me if I had ever had Maltesers, I think.
Ah, I love
And
Maltesers.
I snap answered yes, but I'd never had them. And he goes, it's kind of like that. So then, because we don't have them in America.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I don't think so, or at least like I don't have them in any
little...
stores. I don't have them in any stores like near me.
Them.
So I was like, yeah, fuck it. But I think you could tell that I was a fake because then I was like, yeah, sure, like do it. And he was like, he was super nice about it, and he said if I don't like it, then he would just make me a new one and like not charge me. So I was like, that's.
You should have said that you didn't like it.
No, because then he would have like made a new one, like
yeah, but then he made it two.
No, because then he would have taken it back and like thrown it away or something. He made it and he was like, try it, and then I took a sip. Best milkshake I've ever had in my goddamn life. That shit was so delicious. Malt milkshakes, fucking fire. Goddamn, that shit was awesome. I don't even know how to describe the change to the flavor profile, but it was elite. So then I went on Transformers with a single rider line. Freaking walk on, smashed it. Then I began. Oh, my bad. Then I went on Gringotts, single rider line. Let's go. Beasted that. Then I began my journey. You know me, Mckenzie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a freaking gamer. Okay.
Yes, you had to
now,
obviously go. On
we did
the Shrek ride.
That's gone now.
What?
Yeah, Minions Villain Con Blast took over Shrek 40.
I don't. That's why I didn't go on this trip. Go over to the Shrek ride.
I'm a freaking gamer.
When there's no Shrek ride.
I'm a freaking gamer. So, I went to Men in Black. Now, earlier in the trip, I didn't mention, we went on Men in Black, right? And this is a shooting ride, and we were competing to see who could have the higher score, right?
Mm-hmm.
Problem. We got really unlucky, and my gun was broken. So, it didn't show me...
Excuses.
So, when you're pulling the trigger, it shows like a red dot where you're shooting, and you like aim it at targets or whatever. Mine didn't have a red dot, and like just didn't work. So, I obviously lost. And I couldn't have this. So I was like, I need to be hot. I need to be sparking for the next time we go on this, right? So, Men in Black has a single rider line. One of the funniest things in the world because it makes sense, but Men in Black being like a shooting ride, you want to go with your friends and family or whatever, and like you're all competing, blah blah blah. But then there's just like another guy in your cart. So I was that guy. Yes. So I go on and I got like 160,000 or something. And I didn't say a word. And I was like, that's not good enough. So I got back in line and I wrote it a second time. And I got like 200,000. I was like, that's not enough. So then I wrote it a third time. And a fourth time. And a fifth time. Then I wrote it a sixth time.
Oh, God.
And then I got on for my seventh time in a row.
Do you think the workers noticed?
They did because most single rider lines you just like get up to the front and then it's like the people are like loading the car or whatever, right? The Men in Black one is different because you go through this line and then you reach a point where they have to like move these chains around because there's a certain way that the regular people have to go and then there's a certain way that the single riders have to go, right?
Mm.
And so it reached a point where I was getting to where they let me through, like with the chain, and I'd walk up and they're like, "Yo, man, just 1 second," and I was like, "Yeah, I already know." and then it reached a point where like I'd get there and they'd immediately stop the line just to let me through. I felt like royalty.
Damn.
Um, but I ended up capping it off with dropping like I think it was like 580,000 or something.
Damn.
Just like an absurd score. I was just getting better and better, like figuring out where to shoot, figuring out the routes. Um, Pro tip in case anyone's going soon, you want to be on the right track in the back right seat. Okay. This gives you optimal because when you go from the training room to the actual alien invasion room, right? If you're on the right track, then you can immediately start shooting the aliens that are on the front of the crashed ships. But if you're on the left track, there's actually 4 whole seconds where you can't shoot any aliens. So that's 4 seconds of points gone. And you want to be in the rightmost seat, or if you end up getting left track, unfortunately, you want to be in the leftmost seat because later on in the ride, there's a point where the two carts face each other because there's right track and left track going at the same time, right? And there's a point
Mhm.
where they face each other and they're like, hold on, we got to do a scan. And it scans and then it shows it's like, oh, the other cart is full of aliens. Shoot their exhaustion port. And there's a spot at the top of the cart that you're supposed to shoot. And if you shoot it, you get a bunch of points and the other cart spins. And if you're on the rightmost side for the right track or the leftmost side for the left track, then you see the cart the fastest, so you have the chance to shoot it. And so I was just on my fucking A game. I dropped 580,000. I think on my fifth ride through, I dropped like 300,000 or something, or yeah, like 300,000 or something. And I was sitting next to a mom and her son, and the the mom was like hype about getting like 70,000 or something, and the son got like 20,000. And then she looked over at my score, and she just goes, "I'll take it. You've ridden this before?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is like my fifth time today." And she was like, "No kidding." But they're actually super sweet and nice. They asked me what my favorite ride was. I said Hagrid's. They told me that they had done it that morning, waited like an hour and a half. It was a ton of fun. It was their first time in Florida. Like they wanted to experience it all.
Oh,
I
that's
was like,
cute.
I was like, I hope you guys have a great trip. Fun time. And then I was content with my 580,000. I was like, yeah, that's good enough. It's fine. So then I went on I think the Mummy. I think I rode the Mummy.
Ah, the mummy kept breaking when I went.
The Mummy, a lot of fun. Um then then I actually rode Gringotts. When I went to Gringotts earlier, the ride like broke down, so I just left and I came back later and then rode Gringotts. And then I look at the ride times and stuff, right? And I'm like, we're supposed to meet back up at 6:30. Okay, it is
Mm.
5:50, and Velocicoaster has like kind of a short line. So I go all the way to the other park and go in the single rider line for Velocicoaster and ride it, and then I get out of that at like 6:15. So I was like,
Damn, that's not that bad. Oh,
pretty fast, but I'm gonna be slightly late. My fault. Um,
me who is always late to everything.
Fly through that, super fun. Uh, I'm so sorry. Do you need to leave?
No.
Okay, I was just making sure because we hit an hour.
Yeah.
So then it was Disney Springs time. So we get in an Uber, and have you Ubered before?
No. Wait, no, I have. I had to with my boss at work.
Did the Uber have a tablet?
I don't remember. I was holding a TV.
What?
I had to Uber from my office to the event space with my boss, and I had to hold a TV.
So we get in this Uber. I've never really Ubered before. The only time I Ubered, it was a guy that didn't speak English that drove on the wrong side of the highway and
Oh.
asked me if this was my turn anytime that there was a turn, even though he had the GPS up that showed we were nowhere near my house. Um, Super fun time. Anyways, we get in, and the seat that I'm sat at, there's like a screen on the back of the other seats, like strapped on. And Korean's like, "Oh yeah, have you never seen these?" I was like, "I don't Uber." This screen, freaking elite. This thing is
Oh,
the
on your
greatest thing.
side. Oh no,
Yeah, on my
I
side, on my
definitely
side.
did not have that.
This thing is the most elite thing in the universe, okay? It plays like a couple seconds of ads, and then you get to pick an activity to do. And if you get lucky, the activity that it'll show will be trivia. So there's like regular trivia, picture trivia, like matching, this, that, the other thing. And then you get to play little games. And it says that if you're the top person, because this software like tracks scores or whatever, and if you're the top person in the country that like week or something, then you get a $25 Amazon gift card. So I'm doing trivia, and we're all kind of playing, right? And then it reaches a point where they're kind of tired in the Uber, so they're like sleeping in the car, right?
Mm.
I am going crazy, not over trivia or the games. I'm going crazy for one of the ads because this ad is for the new Angel Reese meal at McDonald's. If you don't know
Oh
Angel
my
Reese,
god, yes,
WNBA
because
basketball
every
player.
time I go at McDonald's, she was everywhere.
So Angel Reese sucks ass at the sport of basketball. She's shit. Caitlin Clark on top. For context, for those of you who don't know, basically Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, they both like joined the WNBA kind of same time, and both of them are semi big names, but Caitlin Clark's like a super big name, and she's brought a lot of eyes to the WNBA. And Angel Reese got mad, and she was like, "People aren't watching just for her. There's like other of us in the WNBA that they're watching for." And then she got freaking schooled and owned, and
And
she hates on Caitlin Clark all the time, and like started beef with her for some reason.
now we get McDonald's meals.
But this ad, the greatest ad of all time. Why? It's an interactive ad. That's basically a game. And it's
Oh
a
my
basketball.
god, is it the last war where you have to shoot?
Yup.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh.
I love Last War ads though. No, I don't. But this ad, there's a basketball hoop, right? And then it'll have the burger from the meal, right? Because it's a barbecue burger, and it's going left and right, and you have to time a swipe to swipe it into the basket. And the first time this ad comes up, I'm like not very good. Like Karina tries a couple times, and it's like really hard to like sync it up, and it's just like laggy and weird. But I start going crazy over this ad and playing it all the freaking time, and I get electric at it. I am so good at the Angel Reese McDonald's meal advertisement. It's not even fucking funny, bro. I am just sinking in it. First shot, boom. First shot, boom. First shot, boom. I'm just sinking this shit in. I'm nasty. I'm insane. I'm crazy. I'm probably, if that had a leaderboard, I'd be the number one player in the country at the Angel Reese.
All Ubers have this tablet?
I don't think it's all Ubers. I think it's like an Uber driver choice, but like this one had it. Our Uber on the way back, I don't think did. I can't remember. Maybe it did. I'm blanking out. But then Karina, when after the trip, when she got home, she took an Uber somewhere and she sent me a picture that she had a tablet in hers, like in Canada.
And they all have the same games and ads?
Yeah, because it's like a software that it's like dedicated to doing this for Ubers. Like it knows you're in an Uber. And it's like just made for Ubers. We get to Disney Springs. We're walking around. The place that they drop you off in Disney Springs, way different than the place they used to drop you off. So I was convinced we weren't in the right Disney Springs. I thought there was like a different one or something. But eventually we find a place to eat. We ate at the Polite Pig, which was like a barbecue place. Super fire food. I initially rated it kind of mid. Like I said, like maybe a 7, maybe like a 6.5. But it grew on me a lot. It was very, very good. And then we went to Uniqlo, and I tried on some sweatpants, and they fit freaking awesome. So then I bought a pair of black sweatpants and a pair of gray sweatpants.
Is it like the really popular ones?
I think so.
There's like a really popular thingy.
It's the wide leg sweatpants. They were initially part of the Uniqlo C collection, which was like a limited collection, but then they dropped the wide sweatpants as like I think they're still Uniqlo C wide sweatpants, but they dropped like regular ones now, and I got the regular ones, and they're just like really, really comfortable. And I prefer wide-legged stuff or like baggy stuff because it looks better on me since I'm a freaking giant. So I love the fit of them. Bought a pair of black, pair of gray because I don't really own sweatpants at all. Then we went to the Lego store. And we checked out the Lego store, which was awesome. We went to the Rainforest Cafe, and I got a little picture with Tracy Tree, which was awesome. We went to this big Disney store, and we walk in and we're looking for stuff, and I end up getting Mckenzie a pin. It was Wanda, pretty cool.
It's beside me right now.
Oh.
I got to go to a store that I was so excited to, and I was so let down.
Oh.
Lunchbox is this fandom company that produces like merch and stuff, and I always see like all my like mutuals like going to it, having stuff from it, and that store was so big but so empty at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The box lunch by me is like really small and like kind of packed. So,
Anywho,
like,
what were you saying?
I had like a pin theme this trip, I guess, which I didn't even realize till afterwards because I got Natalie and Karina pins and I got you a pin, so it was a pin kind of trip. But then we looked and there's a section of Lorcana cards, and I was like, oh my god, look, it's Lorcana, and they had no idea what that was.
What,
and if you don't know what Lorcana is, I don't know. But the important it's like a Disney game. I don't know how the game's played. The only thing that matters to me is it's like opening Pokemon cards. And so it's basically like opening CS cases, and it's gambling. And I love gambling. And Natalie likes the Pokemon TCG game on your phone where you can like open up packs digitally, right?
Yes.
And Karina is obsessed with the Pokemon TCG game on your phone. So I was like, oh my god, look, it's Lorcana cards. And they were like, oh, do people care about these? And there was a sign that was like, due to popular demand, like limit per customer. And I was like, see, people go crazy for them. So they were like, oh my god, we should get a pack each. That'd be fun. So I was like, okay. So I'm looking at the art on them and stuff. And there's ones with like a little pig on them. And there's this one and that one. And I end up choosing, I can't remember, maybe like Captain Hook was on mine or something. Looked kind of cool. And then Karina's like, oh, what's the cutest one? And I was like, oh, the little pig over here. And I show her where the pigs are. And so then she grabs a pack, and then Natalie grabs a pack. We check out. We end up going back to the hotel. We get to the hotel, and it's like, okay, it's time. I'm jumping around a little bit because, or no, I think we opened them that night. But we're like, it's time to open up the Lurkana packs because like Gamba, right? We gotta. So I pulled up. It's like TCG Player or something, a website where they have.
I'm so. Can I just pause for 1 second?
Yeah.
As you guys know, the Oscars are going on as we're recording this. I opened Twitter to Connor Eats Pants saying, "You can't stream I'm not allowed to stream the Oscars on Twitch," so I made a Kick account. So now I'm watching the Oscars on Kick right now.
W. Connor.
This is my first time using Kick. I do not like Kick.
W. Connor, that's funny. So we're opening up the Lorcana packs. I have a website up that shows like card prices, right? And so we're opening them, and we're kind of like joking around and stuff because like I'm opening mine. We're like, oh my god, this one's worth 15 cents. Let's go! Holy shit! Oh my god, this one's worth 6 cents. Yo! My pack ends up being worth like $2. Natalie opens her pack and ends up being worth like $1. And Karina's going through her pack. She's going through it, blah, blah, blah. And these ones, you know how Pokemon, you have to do like a trick on some of the packs where it's like 3 from the back to the front or something? Blah, blah, this order.
No, I've never opened a Pokemon pack.
Oh. Pokemon packs, they're like not really, or like they're ordered weirdly. And also, the rarity isn't like, you just have to like know the rarity of them, right? But Lorcana, which is pretty hype, they have like rarity symbols on them, so you know which tier card it is, and they're sorted. So like first you get your commons, then your uncommons, then there's like a rare, and then you have a chance of getting like another rare, like a super rare, blah blah blah. So like I got I think it was like a Captain Hook, like cold foil, so it was like silver and shiny.
Wow.
And awesome.
But like, can you play a game with these, like Pokemon?
Yeah. There's a game.
Okay.
I just don't know what the game is, so I can't even begin to explain it because I've never even seen it played. So, Karina's opening her pack, and she's going through, and we're like, whoa, 8 cents, yo, oh my god, no way. And then she gets to this really cool looking one, and it's like kind of shiny and rainbow, and it's got Jafar on it, right? Like, whoa, that's sick. From that thing.
Aladdin?
I don't really watch it.
He's the villain, right?
Aladdin, yes. He's an Aladdin. So I'm like, whoa, that's cool. So I'm looking up the price. And so I look up Jafar. I'm like looking through the 3 Jafars. I'm like, okay, so it looks like this one. And price $90. She
Damn.
pulled a $90 secret. There's like an extra rank because there's like
Me
rare, blah,
acting
blah,
like I didn't read the chat.
blah. There's
Damn.
like an extra rarity of card because it's like rare, like legendary, whatever. There's an extra tier called Enchanted. So it was an enchanted hollow foil Jafar worth $90. It was, I believe, the 6th most expensive card that you could get from that set. Fucking insane. We're freaking out. The fact that she actually pulled like, and if you think back to what I said, I pointed her to the pig packs, and I didn't grab a pig pack. And so there's a chance that that was actually supposed to be my pack. So I was trying to argue that I should get like a quarter of the money.
Oh, so
but,
she's gonna sell it?
yeah, probably. I don't know if she started to,
How
but
do you even sell that?
you just like post it on eBay or there's like certain marketplaces. But yeah, we're all freaking the fuck out because that shit's crazy. And then and then the next day, we went to the parks. Natalie got us matching Minions T-shirts that had different minions on the front of them, and on the back it said "La Buddies," so we were La Buddies. And
Buddies.
we went to the park, and Vector was doing a meet and greet, so we met Vector from Despicable Me,
Yeah.
and we were wearing a Minion shirt, and we all did like the V with our hands. And when I'm walking away from Vector, right, I was like, "Yo, nice to meet you, bro." Me and Vector exchanged what could probably be described as a top 10 dap of all time in the universe ever between any human beings.
You dabbed up Vector?
I dapped him up. It was the smoothest shit in the world, bro. Oh my god, it was crazy. I don't know what Vector was on that day, but holy shit, bro, that shit was smooth.
Should have vlogged it.
So then then we met Vector. We like went on some rides. We rode Men in Black, and Men in Black. I found out while doing my scoring, there's actually 2 endings to the ride, right? Because when you finish the ride, obviously you're competing against your friends and family and like the other people in your cart. You want to have the highest score, but you're also competing against the other cart, and just in general, you want to get a high score because it like ranks you. There's like 3 ratings you can get, right? And at the end of the ride, you go on a track and it'll like tilt you to the side, and there's what's called there's a guy that's like showing a map or whatever, and he's like, "Ah, shit, the aliens are invading everywhere. Like, you guys suck," or whatever. But if you score high enough, you get the secret alternate ending where they're making you a suit because you're going to become an agent, and he's like, it'll be ready for you next Wednesday. And so we wanted to get that, so we go on. I'm freaking locked in. I'm telling them all the tech that they need to be.
Now, how did you know this?
How I know? Because I rode the ride 7 times the other day.
Okay, I just want to remind you, you rode the ride 7 times.
Yeah, I rode it 7 times in a row, uninterrupted. Actually, that's a lie. I did interrupt it to get water sometimes, but not often. We ride it, and boom. First try, we get the secret alternate ending with the suit, so we're all popping off like crazy. We're freaking out. The outside, it's like kind of drizzling now, and it's like kind of cold. And so Natalie and I, we get matching windbreakers, and I've never owned a windbreaker in my life.
Damn, you said screw you, Karina.
Karina already had a windbreaker.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't want to buy one. She like wore one, but Natalie and I didn't wear jackets. Have you ever owned a windbreaker, or do you currently own a windbreaker?
Yes.
Windbreakers are so elite and underrated. Why has nobody been trying to? I know it's like kind of in the name, and you should know it, but they break the wind, bro.
Yeah, they were very popular in grade 10.
We would go on a roller coaster wearing them, and I'd like stick my hands up, and my hands would get cold because of the wind, but my arms wouldn't feel a thing. Why? It's breaking the wind. That shit's crazy. They actually work.
So, are you gonna wear a windbreaker more?
Yeah, I'm just amazed. Like no one else right now. I'm expecting everyone to be freaking out right now, and be like, "Whoa, what?" But like everyone, it seems like everyone knows that.
Film your reaction. Go back in time. You didn't hear any of this.
Windbreakers break the wind. It's crazy. Then we decided to do the.
When you listen to "Oh, That Reminds Me."
We decided to do the 2 shows that are at the park. So I meet Beetlejuice on my way to the horror makeup show, and I take a picture with me, Beetlejuice, and Natalie for my mom. Karina took the photo. Thank you, Karina.
What did your mom say?
I think she hearted the message.
Damn. A woman of many words.
They also thought it was really funny. I found out after the trip because the photo, they said it looked like Wi-Fi bars because I'm really tall and then Beetlejuice is like normal height in the middle and then Natalie's really short on the other end.
Yeah, you Natalie is short compared to you.
So we did the horror makeup show, and to anyone who says that women can't be funny, oh my god. I've never had. Basically, the horror makeup show is a show that they do with.
Can I
They'll have like
pause you?
yeah.
The Kick team has now said something in Connor's chat.
Oh no.
They said, "Hey there, at Connor's Pants. We want to give you a heads up that the content that you're currently streaming isn't in line with our DMCA policy. Therefore,
No.
we kindly ask you to stop your live stream and be aware that we will need to remove the current VOD containing this content."
Oh no. They got him.
Continue.
The horror makeup show is a like comedy show that through a bunch of jokes and gags and stuff, they actually give you a bunch of information about how Universal does like their horror makeup and special effects and stuff like that. So it's informative, but also really funny and fun. And I've never had women host it before. Not that should change anything, but
Wow.
sexist people do say that women can't be funny. This was one of the funniest shows that I had been to. Holy shit. They were just like on top of things. And then during the show, they pick a volunteer, but not a volunteer. They just like pick you from the crowd to go and help them. And I was really hoping that Natalie or Karina would get chosen, but they didn't. But
You got chosen.
someone who was like 3 seats over from us got chosen. And this one was really funny because there's like speculation sometimes that it's possibly planted people, right? And they're like in on it. This time, I don't think so because it was someone who I think she said she was from like Argentina or something. And she was like very clearly on vacation and her boyfriend was like freaking out and thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Hello? Yes. As you see, I've never really been chosen for anything like that, and if I was chosen, I would be terrified, as that involves attention and involves being the center of attention. And even though, yes, I am a Twitch streamer, I am in a room of emptiness, so it's a bit different. Also, sadly, my live stream of the Oscars has gone down. This is so sad. How will I watch the Oscars?
Gee freaking.
They were just about to announce an award.
Oh, really?
Now everyone's saying Facebook time.
Yeah, but they picked someone who was like very clearly on vacation, and then as like a really funny dynamic thing, because she spoke Spanish, they would do a bunch of jokes and like use Spanish to help with the jokes, and I just thought that was like fun and quirky and different that I hadn't seen before. Very fun show. Then afterwards, we saw the Jason Bourne Stuntacular, which is like a stunt show that mixes physical like stunts and acting and stuff like that with this really cool like screen technology that makes it look like say there's like a crowd of people or something during a fight scene, right? And they're like, oh, like cheering on, but they're from a screen. Then one of the guys on the screen will like take a knife and then slide it at the ground, and then the knife actually like comes out and is like physical, and then someone picks up the knife. So that's like a really cool thing. That show was really fun. We tried more Mardi Gras food. I had beignets, which are like fried dough pastry with powdered sugar. That's the word. Powdered sugar on them.
I hit
very
my
good.
bed. Sorry, that picked up. But that sounds
it
good.
did a bit. Very good. Then Natalie and I both had Cajun mac and cheese, which was like
that doesn't
cheese,
sound as good.
Cajun sauce, macaroni, pasta, obviously, breadcrumbs, and then this like spicy sausage inside. Very good. And Karina got a twisted tater, or as she calls it, and I will now call it for the rest of my life, a tornado potato.
And what does that entail?
It is a potato that is like cut up to be a spiral on a skewer. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Then to end off that day, we went on Hagrid's and we got in line at 6:30 and we finished riding the ride at 8:30. We waited 2 total hours, but it's so worth it. That ride is so fucking good. And I got a picture of Hogwarts Castle. That's like one of the best photos I've ever taken. It's freaking beautiful. It's Mackenzie, vouch for my photo, please. You're a
It
photographer.
looks great. It's a castle in the frame and is very moody and has light.
And it's like aesthetic and stuff, right?
Yes, very aesthetic,
Thank
very
you.
edgy, very cool.
Thank you.
Very angsty teen of you.
It's like very like Half-Blood Prince of me, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, then we ride that. Then I go back to the hotel by myself while Natalie and Karina wait in line to get us donuts at Voodoo Donuts because there's a really long line out the door for Voodoo Donuts. And I go to the hotel to wait for the Uber Eats order we put through for Jet's Pizza, which was freaking delicious and awesome. And I loved it. And the donut, it was kind of just like okay. The donut place is really good. I got another donut a later day that
I went to a donut place.
I think just like stock donuts are better here, but they do like fancy donuts, and so I got one of the fancy ones that was like it was a vanilla frosted donut, but then they put Captain Crunch cereal like around the top, and it was good. But I feel like without the Captain Crunch, it just would have been better. How was your donut experience?
My donut was good. It was very fresh. However, I got an apple donut, forgetting that apple fritters are a thing, and then I didn't like the filling because I just thought it was like apple taste. So I was like, oh, this is depressing.
That's my mom's favorite donut. It's like apple filling. But then it was sadly our last day, and we were going to the parks the day that we had to fly out as well. And I had to leave before they had to leave. So we go to the parks. And what are we doing at the parks today, Mackenzie, you may ask?
Drugs.
We are doing Villain Con Blast a bunch of times in a row until one of us gets on the leaderboard because we go early enough in the day that the leaderboard shouldn't be like super, super hard. So surely we can do it. So we go through and we go on it. And I end up scoring maybe like fourth on the leaderboard or something, or I was top 30 or something, not fourth, but I was like, I think I was top 30 or I was close to being top 30, which top 30 is important because when you walk off the ride, they show a TV and it refreshes of their top 30 villains, right? So we go through and we're like, not enough. So we get back in line for the ride for the second time. And while we're waiting in line, Natalie makes the greatest discovery of all time. She looks at the all-time leaderboard and she sees that on the leaderboard for all time, there's a guy called MIB Lee. And he's the first person of all time, like number 1, and he's also like the number 3 of all time under MIB Lee 2. And so then she looks this person up and or she looks up like how to score high in like Villain Con Blast or whatever. And she's trying to read on Reddit. And someone on Reddit mentions MIB Lee and she's like, "Oh." Finds out he has a YouTube channel. And the only thing his YouTube channel has on it from all these years is him maxing out Men in Black, him getting like the record for highest score in the Men in Black training area in the start, and then him maxing out Minions Villain Con Blast. And so then in that video, we go to the description of that video, and he explains his attachments that he's using. So we're like, oh shit, we need to use the meta, right? So we start equipping like his attachments, and we go through and we like do the quests to get the stuff that he had, and we go through and we're going through when we have like the meta attachments or whatever, right? Or at least I did. And I'm blasting. I'm freaking right? And the top score of the day at that point was 130 something, or my bad, 1,300,000 something thousand. Okay. And I end the ride with 1,300,000 something thousand. So I'm like, oh shit. Did I get it? Did I make it? Right? I start freaking out. I'm practically running off the ride with Nat and Karina. There's people who are in, because the ride ends in a gift shop and that's where the TV is. There's people who are in this gift shop who then look over at us because they're trying to figure out what's happening. We're like, come on. And the screen refreshes. I'm number 2 by like a couple I had 1 million.
Not all time.
No, daily.
Okay, okay.
I had 1,343,395. Number one was 1,346,541. I lost by
Damn.
3,000 points.
Damn.
But
You
that's not good
suck.
enough. So
Yeah.
we wrote it again. And that time I had a really bad run. We don't talk about that time.
No.
And then we wrote it again.
Yeah.
And this time the line was picking up. It's getting kind of busy. We're like, shit, this is probably the last time we're going to be able to ride this. We got to get it this time, right? And I drop
Nice.
1,386,420,
Hey.
and I'm number one on the
420.
leaderboard. 420.
Drugs.
Let's go. I got a picture with my leaderboard score. Um, Karina is 12th on the leaderboard, and Natalie is
Damn.
11th. So we're all top
Damn.
30. Let's freaking go. We end up going to King's Cross Station to cross off something for Karina's bucket list, where she got to run through the wall to platform 9 3/4. We get a video of her doing that. We did like a wand experience, a thing where you go into a wand shop and someone gets chosen, and the wand chooses the wizard, and they do a bunch of fancy spells and stuff. Um, then we got butterbeer because you gotta get butterbeer. We got a turkey leg. We were just trying to like cram everything in as fast as possible. We got a turkey leg. I've never gotten a turkey leg at an amusement park. That shit is freaking delicious. Oh my god, that shit is good.
But
Have you ever had a
probably
turkey leg?
overpriced. Probably not.
They're delicious. I would recommend. Then we go to cross back over to Studios. Um, as we're crossing, we go back to Toothsome's, and we get milkshakes because Toothsome's is one of those places that has like crazy milkshakes. But we were
Not the
too.
pharmacy?
No. The pharmacy has like goated milkshakes and they're sleepers, but Toothsome's are like flashy Instagrammable milkshakes. Like they'll have like
Um.
whole slices of cake on top. Um,
Oh.
so we wanted to get them the other night, but we were
I
way too
want
full after our
cake.
dinner. So we decided to get them on the way this time. So I got a cookie jar one. So it comes in a mason jar, and um it was a I think it had like maybe cookie dough in it. I'm not sure, but it had Oreos in it. It was like Oreo ice cream milkshake, and then on top it had broken up Oreos all over the top and the rim, and a bunch of whipped cream, and it had pieces of cookies, and then it had an entire oatmeal chocolate chip cookie on top, and like a bunch of whipped cream. It was freaking delicious. The cookie was good. The milkshake was good. Beasted it. Then we went to Studios and we explored DreamWorks Land because we hadn't been yet. So we went to the Shrek Swamp and we went all over the Trolls area. And then we went to um, Poe does this like kung fu lesson thing, and we went to it. Very much for kids. We left very fast. Also, we thought, or Natalie thought, that there would be a real Poe. I knew it was just a screen, but I'd never seen it before. And so watching it, it's very clearly it looks like a guy on like VR chat
Oh.
as like a Poe. Like it's very obviously like motion captured kind of weirdly. Cuz he's got to do like the kung fu and stuff. And like teach kids how to do it. So we left that. And then as my final act for what we were going to do, we went and we saw the Imagination Celebration show in DreamWorks Land. Again, very much for kids. Was still kind of a blast. Poe did the gritty. This time there was
Oh,
actually a guy in a suit, and Poe did the gritty.
the gritty.
It was freaking
In
fire.
2025?
In 2025, I saw Poe the Dragon Warrior do the gritty, and it was freaking awesome. Um, and then yeah, very sadly, my trip came to an end. So I went. I took a Lyft, not an Uber, because Lyft was cheaper, to the airport. My guy, 11 out of 10 experience. He shows up,
Do
doesn't
you have
even
the
say a word.
iPad?
No iPad, but he shows up. I get in his car, don't even exchange any words, and he just takes me to the airport. Doesn't even say a word. I don't say a word. He doesn't say a word. I just tell my phone. Then we get to the airport, and he says his first thing and only thing, and he goes, "Have a safe flight, boss." Um, so then yeah, get to the airport. Let me tell you, this airport, as we established in the first one, massive, right?
Mm.
But going through security of this airport is one of the scariest experiences of my life. You know that
Oh.
you know that feeling where like you feel like you're gonna do something wrong, or like you have a gun on you, when you're going through airport security, even though you don't, but you're like, what if I like somehow like they ding me for something? You know what I mean? Do you experience that?
I mean, I got chosen for secondary inspection.
Yeah, and does it like make you nervous and stuff, and like the like anxiety of going through security? You know what I'm talking about?
No, because I didn't. I have nothing wrong, and I double checked everything.
Okay, if you know, you know. Those who know. And when you're going through security, sometimes you just like feel like you're doing something wrong, even though you're not. So going through this security, you have to line up, obviously. So then you're going through the line, and then you reach a point where they put one person on the left side and one person on the right side. And you need to walk the same pace. But there's not like an established pace. You just need to make sure you're walking the same pace. No one can go in front of the other. No one can go behind the other. You have to walk side by side, exact same pace. And you're walking through this big open area. And in this open area, there is a man with a rifle and a dog. And he is pacing back and forth with the dog, sniffing for if you got any like illegal substances or anything. So I'm just walking by and I'm just like nervous for some reason because I'm trying to make sure like I'm not walking slower than this guy. I'm not walking faster than this guy. I got to walk the exact same speed as this guy. And hopefully the dog doesn't start like freaking out. Because what if the guy next to me has a gun or something, you know? And then starts freaking out. And then I'm just like in the middle of that. But it goes
Yes,
smoothly.
that's good.
This airport also opened up my eyes to, yeah, taking off your shoes. It's just like isn't something you have to do.
Yeah, I was
Airports
told to.
airports make you do it. This one just
Yeah.
doesn't.
Oh,
The
no,
scanner will the scanner will scan it, bro.
The security I went through, like going home, was so less strict. It was like weird.
Yeah, no, this the security, I didn't have to take my shoes off. And normally it's like take any electronics like out of your bag when it's scanning, right? They
Yeah.
said put all electronics in your bag.
Oh,
Make sure they're in your bag. So I was like,
they even
okay.
took off my cat thingy because it was
I
gonna
went-
mess up the scanner when I was.
I went with
getting there.
electronics in my bag and shoes on and was immediately just through perfectly fine. Didn't get pulled aside or anything. Flight didn't get delayed. No issues this time. Get on the plane. I'm waiting. I'm sitting there. I'm waiting. And then it's time to take off. And I'm like, what's that? And I look to my side. I got the whole row to myself. However,
Oh.
thank God for noise cancellation. This would have been my flight experience if I did not have AirPod Pros. Buy now, code John.
What? Oh wow. Oh. We got that. Yeah.
Like,
no, we got it.
Like the row in front of me, across the aisle, there is just a woman with her screaming, crying baby. So I popped the AirPods in and I freaking go to sleep. I said goodbye. And then I woke up and I was back home and it was freezing cold and now I miss it and I want to go back to Florida and I'm sad.
And you know what? I saw Natalie this week, and she also said that she was depressed and will never feel that happiness ever again.
Yeah, we've been saying that a lot
She's
to each other.
probably like in the car, like being like, "I just did that."
We keep saying to each other like we gotta go back, and now we're saying we gotta go to WrestleMania next month in Vegas because then we can gamble and go to
Vegas.
WrestleMania, but it's too expensive, so we're not going.
But
yeah, that was my trip. Thanks for letting me yap for a while.
That was the February 2025 trip. And we hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
I hope you live
Next
vicariously
week
through
we
me.
will be popping our pussies again, so get ready for that.
Lot.
The pop culture moments are gonna go insane. We're gonna get the Oscars, even though Oscars will be done by then. And all the other drama. We'll be late on some drama, like we didn't even cover the Beepa Doobie. So if you want us to cover anything, let us know in the Discord. There's a category called podcast, or like, oh, that reminds me. I hope. It'd be awkward if it's gone.
Are you gonna delete it?
I should check now. No, but I should delete.
It's called podcast.
I feel like I should delete.
It's because it's not an actual chat. It's
Yes, it's a thread.
And the thread is
Maybe
podcast.
I'll delete the feedback.
Yeah, there's feedback, questions for podcast, and oh, that reminds me.
But we'll see. But we hope you have a great rest of your day, amazing rest of your night, and hope to see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.